I'm Yasmin and I'm a Cub Young Leader and an Explorer.
Perfect. And how did you first get involved in scouting, Yasmin?
I was in the Brownies and I decided that I wanted to do something a bit more exciting, so I joined the Scouts and I met my friend Tuesday and we carried on going on from there.
And so what have you enjoyed about being in the Scouts?
You get to go on amazing trips and camps and do things you wouldn't normally do, learning how to build tents and make things and fires, which I found fun. And then as you progress you get to help younger children learn and grow, which is amazing.
Do you have a favourite activity or trip or event that you've done?
My favourite activity is camp. We've just recently done the Scouts summer camp, which our young leaders on, and it was great fun to see the Scouts learning new things and how they were growing across the week. But any camp is always fun anyway.
And where was this year's summer camp?
It was in Chepstow, near Wales.
Very nice. So you're currently doing Duke of Edinburgh Award, is that right?
Yeah.
You tell me a bit about that.
Well, I'm doing my Bronze DV and I'm doing my 6 months volunteering with the Cubs. But Scouts has already heavily influenced how I already know how to map read and survive without going into a house. I know how to put up a tent and make food on Trangier, so
you would say that Scouts has prepared you really well for doing the Duke of Edinburgh?
definitely, yeah.
Okay, and are you going to go for silver or gold as well?
Yeah, I would like to do all of them.
So what would you say you've actually got out of scouting as a young person? You've touched on it there, but what else would you say? What benefits has it given you?
I think, as well as the obvious, like learning about how to survive, it's made my confidence grow a lot and I've made some amazing friends that will be friends for life. I know how to look after kids and I've got like qualifications that will help me in the future with my modules and missions.
So you're an Explorer Scout, but you also are a young leader, as you mentioned. Now, lots of people are explorers. What made you want to be a young leader as well and give back in that way?
Well, I feel that the young leaders and explorers are already tightly connected anyway with the missions and the activities you have to do, so it would benefit me doing both. But also, I loved helping the younger people in scouting learn and have such a great time that I had, so it felt right to give stuff back. And
do you feel like you're a well-respected and contributing member of the team when you're looking after the Cubs as well?
Yeah, I feel they respect me and they look after us and everyone gets along. So.
And you have an input on the activities and things like that?
Yeah, I go to the planning meetings and I run badges with them and do everything that any other leader would do, really. So.
Excellent. So you've touched on it a little bit, but how do you feel that being involved as a volunteer, as a young leader, has benefited you personally? Do you feel it's given you any particular skills? Has it helped you at school, helped you in yourself?
Well, it's definitely helped me through school with just some basic knowledge, and it made me grow a lot in confidence to make new friends at new schools when I moved up. And then like in PE with the physical aspect and along with my DV with the knowing how to do everything already. So.
Where do you see your scouting experience as a youth member and also as a volunteer taking you? Do you want to continue being involved in Scouts in the future?
Yeah, I never want to give up the Scouts. I would look to take over my Cub pack when our older leaders leave. Always young leader in. I'll go on to young leader for the Explorers when I leave, so I don't want to stop scouting.
Do you see it having any kind of effect on your career choices in future, or more of a hobby?
I definitely would want to work with children, and I think the scouting's helped me with that. So when I go for interviews, I've already had experience, but other than that, I'd love to keep it as a hobby.
And have you been to any interviews whereby your scouting experience you think has made you really stand out?
Yeah, I recently had an interview for a Sky Sports ambassador and I got shortlisted because I had the modules and I knew how to plan and run evenings with younger children already.
That's excellent. So you've done some of the training modules that Scouting offers and you've found those to be really helpful, have you?
They benefited me a lot, they help a lot.
And are you doing any more? Are you planned any more?
I've got the first aid course
Mm-hmm.
later this month, and I've got module J later this month as well.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I've done them all.
If you could sum up being involved in scouting to anyone who's not involved in a sentence, how would you describe it, or how would you recommend it?
Scouting is so much fun, and it's worth your time. It's just amazing, and you'll enjoy every second of it.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much, Yasmin. That's perfect.